We wanted to start by welcoming you all. My name is Leah. I'm a middle school drama teacher at the Salk School of Science.
Hi everybody, I'm Sammy. I'm also a middle school theater teacher at Wagner Middle School in the Upper East Side.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm an actress and executive director of an arts education organization here in Manhattan. We work in all 5 boroughs of the state.
And we're really excited to have you all here for this session. So just a quick rundown of what you can expect today, and then we're going to dive into the work because we have a lot of it to do. We are sort of modeling a truncated version or approach to creating production teams within your classroom to put together scenes, plays, whatever it is you're working on, and really giving students agency and different access points within a rehearsal process. So we are going to model an approach to that today and talk about different ways that you could modify it or have variations on it, but we are really, the model that we created is really for working within a classroom with 34-ish students, which is the number of people we have in here today, not all of whom are performers, but who all may have different strengths and things that get them excited, making students feel like they have a little bit more agency in terms of what their participation looks like in the drama space, and allowing students to find success in different areas, even if it's not performance.
Absolutely. So raise your hand if your students choose to be in drama class. Okay. Raise your hand if your students are put into drama class. Yes. So this is something that I know we've spoken about a lot. Not every student is walking into the space being like, I am an actor, I am ready. And that is okay, and that is real, and that is acceptable, right? We have so many entry points into theater. When I first started, holding a rehearsal with 34 children was very overwhelming to me. Making sure that everyone is engaged and everyone has a space to be and a space to play. So when we look at challenges, and I want to start there, some trends that I'm seeing is participation, right? Wanting to participate, willing to participate in this action, as well as space. Being physically and emotionally tired, turning on their artist brain, and keeping everybody working as a team in an engaged and honest, respectful way with their classmates. So when we look at rehearsal, let's take some ideas. What does a rehearsal space sound like if it's successful? What does that sound like to you in your classroom? It can be different in every classroom. I tend to work with a little bit of organized chaos, and that's where I live, and I love that energy and that sound. Some of us are a little bit more strict with levels of sound. So to you, what does a rehearsal space sound like in your classroom? What are you hoping to get from that? Yeah.
For me, it depends on the type of rehearsal. So if it's like scene work with groups, then it's appropriate loud. However that feels. Good agency is huge for me. As long as they're, and I like to have them spread out. I don't want them all on the stage and go by seats. But as long as it's productive, and that agency is huge, except. And this is something I understand for myself when I'm directing, like the bigger shows. It is like, no talking, there's no agency, right? Because is there agency when you're directing? I don't know. And then so it's like, and you're in the hair of the, right now we're in tech. So it's like, everyone's stressed and so agency falls out the window and it's very different than the dynamics of during the day.
Absolutely. So navigating which hat we are wearing and how we can kind of combine them with teacher and director hat, and give students the space within both of those places to feel seen and respected. So we are going to come back to this because we are actually going to be holding a rehearsal today. So what we want to do is take a second to talk about the different roles that we are going to introduce into our space. So if you look around the room, there are 4 different chart papers. We have the visual artist, which will translate into the designer. We have the leader, which will translate into the director. We have the performer, which will translate into our actors, and the organizer, which will translate into our stage managers.
Now, of course, when you're doing this with your students, you would want to, scaffold and build up to this point and these roles, but we chose these different sort of titles for each role because we wanted to encourage, if we were working with students, people to think of themselves as what are my strengths? What do I feel that I can be successful at? Am I a successful leader? I have a lot of students in my drama class who love visual art, and so anytime there's an opportunity to make props, they're like, this is me, this is my strength. So do you consider yourself more of a visual artist? Are you very organized? Are you someone who's great in like math and humanities and you have color-coded binders, right? We want to take this strengths-based approach as students are sorting themselves and move away from that mindset of like, I have stage fright, or I'm not really an actor, or I'm not very organized, right? And so whatever sort of way into that works for you and your students, of course, is best, and this would also probably not be your day one of this process.
Yeah. This should not be your day one of this process. So up here we have cards. So we call these roll cards. They do look a little bit different than the version that you will be getting. That was printing fun mishap. But you will have access to these cards as well, and this is a template that you can use and navigate with your classroom. So the first one is director. And today, if you are our director, you are going to have a list of responsibilities. Each of these responsibilities is clear, actionable steps that your student can take within that rehearsal process. The worst thing that you can have is students who are in a group waiting for their turn, right? That's when we start to talk, we start to wander, we get disengaged. So every single student has a responsibility for every rehearsal, and it is physically on their sheet with them at any time. So our director is going to cast the scene. They're going to run a read through with the actors, share the director's vision, which is something that, again, would be scaffolded into what is a director's vision. How do you take a scene and break it down in a way where you can have a vision to share with your team? They are going to give their direction, stage their scene, block it, and run at least 3 full rehearsals of the script, incorporating everybody's design and idea into that, as well as give feedback when it is time for that scene to be put on its feet.
And I think one thing that I didn't say, but this is something that can be used if you are working on a full play, but it is also something that can be used for scene work. So I do a lot, especially in my 6th grade classes, a lot of scene work where I will give students copies. There'll be like, well, basically what we're doing today. There will be a 2-person scene and a 3-person scene. And every group is working, if you're working on the 2-person scene, you're working on the same 2-person scene. Or the 3-person scene, you're working on the same 3-person scene. And it's really just for students to learn the process of scene work and blocking and acting a scene. So this doesn't need to necessarily be a process for an entire production. It can be something that you do in smaller pieces, and that will also allow students to rotate roles if you do this multiple times throughout the year.
So as we scroll down, we have the actor, the roles are on the back, and I'm not going to read through all these because you will have the copies of these. I'd like to spend more time doing rather than saying. But again, all of the responsibilities, as we go down, each of these roles is going to have their roles within that day on the card. So what we're going to do is we are going to have you self-select where you feel you best belong today. Where are you feeling most confident as the visual artist, the leader, the performer, or the organizer? Now everybody is going to get a copy of their card, or today their paper. And when you get this, we are going to ask you to take a few seconds within your group to just look through the roles and responsibilities and discuss why you chose this piece today to be a part of. Once we do that, we are going to split the groups, but we want to give you some time to chat and discuss why you've chosen what you've chosen and what of these roles you feel you could bring your expertise to. So self-select, please choose one. If you see one being very crowded, see if you could even it out a bit, but find a space that's important to you. Hi, stage managers. I feel this to my core, the stage management area. If we could hand these out, that'd be awesome, and the roles are on the back. Thank you.
Do you want to visually art today? You too? You don't have to, no pressure.
So we could just take a few seconds to review through this and then talk about why we chose this area.
If you have any questions while looking through your roles and responsibilities, feel free to ask us.
So we have paper and markers and tape. For the stage manager, we give them truly a clipboard and a stopwatch. And we say, you are in charge of this, right? So if we have 25 minutes of rehearsal time, how much of that are we rehearsing? How much of that are we discussing? And that's something that they're going to be really looking into. So if y'all want to use your phones today as a stopwatch to kind of help run the rehearsal, feel free to grab those as well.
Are we gonna actually do a movie?
Yeah, I think so. The actors have to get the script somewhere.
Introduce each other.
We're gonna get some scenes. Everyone feel good about your roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, this is what we do during the day, right?
I know.
I think exhaustion should be listed on this. I love directing, but Brooklyn Transit Center is just yep, where do you take that? Okay, Janet or special? Janet. I feel like Janet has to have special ed a little bit these days.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, everything is blended. It's getting blended.
I'm from elementary.
Oh,
so
okay, I'm high school, yeah.
I'm high school now, but I spent years doing that. And I miss having the because then we do like my TV and you're more connected.
Yeah. Me too.
So we were supposed to do
This is like exactly what I wanted to start doing.
There's always room for me. I did it. I'm ready. I'm gonna climb this stuff. And I'm like, did you rehearse? We read through it.
Yeah, it's like we rehearsed once. Yep.
That's not rehearsing.
Yep. I try to liken it to like basketball practice. Do you literally have one practice and then bam, you're good for games? That's the whole season. But you have to have many practices. Right, you still practice the same thing. We did it, right? Yeah, we did it. Good. Yeah, in 5 minutes. But we just did it.
Do it again. What do you do at the beginning? Second. Go back.
Also, because they're so unaware of their bodies. Like, so astonishingly unaware. They just kind of move in a space.
Well, in lines. They think they know lines until they don't. All kinds of grown-ups know lines. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like they're like, I know my lines. I'm like, no. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, action. I wouldn't know my lines.
They look at me like,
Okay, hopefully you all had time to share and review your roles. We are going to sort you into groups now. So for this today's activity, we are going to have 6 groups. We have 6 directors over here, so we will have 6 groups. Each group should aim to have at least 1 director, 1 designer, 1 stage manager, and 2 or 3 actors. We have 2-person scenes and we have 3-person scenes. So you should each be in a group of either 5 people or 6 people. We have a few extra stage managers, so if anyone is willing to volunteer to be an actor today, we would appreciate it. Once you have your group, just find a space in the room to sit with your group, and we will come and give you your seats. Okay? Thank you so much.
Actors and designers, you all can probably pair up because it's 6 and 6.
Yeah, let's start here.
Directors and designers pair up.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm finding a pair.
Good, director.
Can I have this team come back? Okay,
So I act well because my dress is gonna be horrible.
Oh no, I'm the director.
Oh no.
Whatever dress you make, I'm gonna make them wear it.
Okay.
I need a stage manager. There you go. Stage manager.
All right, here is your scene. You guys can take a moment to look through it and then get started according to the rules on your cards. So director, it will be up to you to cast your scene with the actors that you have and create a vision that you'll communicate with your designer. Will then the
Do you have a script? Okay. Why did you guys choose your role? Why did you choose that?
I chose actor because I didn't want to be in charge.
Good choice.
I chose actor because I wanted to play around, and designer and especially stage manager. Okay.
Director because I direct, I lead.
There you go.
That's my thing. What am I gonna do?
Scripts for you.
Shall we read through?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yes, director.
Can we sit? I need to sit.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
Yes. Okay,
Soap opera?
right. Scene 19 called Let's Scare My Dad begins as they dash off a crossfade to scene 5, Charles' bedroom. Charles and Leah are locked in an embrace. Pulls away, suddenly somber.
Well, we have tape, we have scissors, we have construction paper, we have markers, whatever you want to do.
The step, the living pen.
That's the Catherine O'Hara.
Yes, that's Catherine O'Hara.
And then Charles. Okay, cool.
Okay, now we are sorted. Is there anyone who does not have a scene or needs anything in their group? Fabulous. Stage managers, you may use your phones to time because we did not have time. We didn't get timers today, so if in your classroom you would use a timer, but for today you may use your phones to time. We are going to come back together for performances at let's see, 1:15. Sure. 1:15. So you can use that to time out your rehearsal. Once you've read through your scene, directors, please, you can keep it simple, but please come up with a vision or a concept for your scene that you will share with your group. And designers, we have materials up here for you to use. You may use whatever you need to help your director's vision, bringing it to life, as well as your concept for it. So we have construction paper, scissors, tape, markers, Post-its, whatever you need, you can use. If you need our help, the three of us will be floating around to help you. And happy rehearsing.
Great.
Maintenance freeze. Beetlejuice stands playing it real cool.
Do not be afraid. You are good. And also, maybe we can help each other.
The maintenance screaming panic to the audience.
Okay. Plan B.
Okay. So what are we thinking?
In terms of casting? Or in terms of stuff?
Well, casting wise, you're
Well, yeah. Right. She's a life coach and what? Peter her?
He originally, I think, hired her. Her mom died.
Okay.
So he hired her.
Thank you for explaining because before I come up with the
I hired him to help my daughter, but he ended up helping me. So I think he maybe originally, I saw it years ago, but I believe that he originally hired her. It's like, all right, well, mom died. I don't know how to talk to my daughter. I'll bring this life coach on. She's cute, and the life coach is kind of dead. And she's stubborn. Just need more time.
Julia. What I'm trying to say is, I hired you to help my daughter. Let's be ready to help you. Do you understand what I'm proposing?
We're in the living room. We're standing. That are not we're standing. We're in the living room. Who wants to do? Ask if between you and Evan wants to do the scream off stage. You feel like you want to do that? Okay. So you'll do this scream off stage. So it seems that they started an embrace. Maybe we should do. Maybe do a lights up. So they'll be once they get into position.
She's stubborn. I just need more time. You have failed.
Delia.
Are you firing me? You're breaking up with me and firing me? Lydia's vision was right.
My daughter. How do you mean? Do you understand what I'm proposing? No. Delia, I'm proposing. Is there a ring that goes from Sisters of Diamond Ring? Will you do me the honor of signing a prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. It's like my guru always told me that no.
So I like when you just take that out. Just take like start the turn like
Are we doing it more realistic, more melodramatic, more over the top, exaggerated?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So I'll keep it over the top.
don't go any more over the top because then we're going to use our
Then it's too much. Oh, yeah, true. Great.
Okay.
Now I have a question. Set design. I know it's in the bedroom. It's gonna be like nighttime. Who does like even the bed stuff to see? You have to design that.
Oh, because it's a designer?
Like the pillows and the.
I mean, because maybe we can take a chair and a cube. Just do that for now. Yeah.
Bed furniture. I think she's the designer. Or just the outfit.
Once she signs it,
I like it. It pops out. Yeah. Should we start getting like materials? Materials? Yeah, there's like paper and do something for the Okay. Let's see what she's grabbing. Go see. Okay, so we got to save her seat. Okay, so you guys start in an embrace. However that feels most comfortable for you guys. Yeah, I'll be the audience. Okay, great.
Keep this away from them, towards them. Towards them.
We start a little further up. Because it's Beetlejuice, it's gonna be a little more like big, right? I feel like it's like you know, like it's not normal. They're like caricatures in a way. So I feel like everything needs to be like almost melodramatic, and the scene is like crazy. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting. It's like, are you firing me? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you what? So I like that. So Charles and Leah are locked in an embrace. It's a melodrama. So I think melodrama. I think like make it so over the top. So big. Like so big it's gross. Like yeah. Like future. Yeah. Cool. So all right. So hold on. Let's go from the top. Do you guys like want to do like a hug and then like whatever feels like a little different?
I pull away. It says I pull away, so I'll pull away. And then don't worry about the future. Okay.
How about this? So you're
This has to stop.
Are you
Dahlia.
fired?
Yeah, let's read it again.
Fired.
Loving this. Okay, leave it till 1:15 and it is 1:03. Gorgeous already.
Then kind of like okay.
You guys have great voices.
Prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife.
That I will. It's like my little alpha always says.
That's the. I thought you were doing a Friends audience. Like.
What was Guru going to say? She was going to say, your life before you came. Yes. Are you making a ring? Oh, nice.
It's so bad.
I think that was
you know, I think I did as much movement as I can do without my castle.
Will you do me the honor of signing a prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
Wait, if we actually have a diamond ring, grab the diamond ring, and actually just grab the diamond ring.
I love that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And kiss it.
Yeah, and kiss the ring. Yeah, okay.
And then you can kind of go like, hello.
Yeah, actually go ahead. I'll turn back around to you. Oh, it's like my guru Oko always said.
Alright.
And I guess that's it.
Delia Schlimmer, will you do me the honor of signing a prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
So I'll grab 2 boxes in the room.
It's like my guru Oko always said.
Oh, thank you, Ted. Okay, let's go.
I worry about the future. About Lydia.
She's stubborn. I just need more time.
No. You failed her. So
Charles, are you breaking up with me? Are you firing me?
Delia.
You're breaking up with me and firing me. Lydia's vision was right.
What I'm trying to say is, I've hired you.
I love the impulse that
Say no more. Say no more. Alright, can you take it from? Are you firing me? Delia.
You're breaking up with me. You're firing me. Lydia's vision is right.
What I'm trying to say is, I hired you to help my daughter. But you've ended up helping me. Don't you understand what I'm proposing?
Okay, please.
No! I'm proposing! Words! I can't hear any lower.
It's like my guru Otho said.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of hilarious.
Alright, great.
We're just like,
I think that's hilarious. It has to get like a little lower. So by the time I propose, I'm like, yeah. I need a ring. Designer.
I don't have a ring with me right now. No, I'm kind of obsessed with that. And I like the idea of like the lower he goes, the higher you get. Like, okay, maybe like you're like, okay, I'm getting what I want. Yeah, I think so. I think no.
You got a lot of props.
Like he's going to the audience to like pull it out, but when the screen comes in, like what's the gesture for the screen? When he turns.
Is it excitement? Is it a scary scream? It's a blood-curdling scream.
You have the non-stop.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I don't know. I want to make sure you did the whole thing.
Barbara, are you okay? You're breathing. What? You mean her? Hi! Do not be afraid. You are dead. I am also dead. Maybe we will help each other. Okay. Lindsay.
How we feel?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, shoulders.
Oh, lovely. You can tape it on me. I don't mind. So I'm making a bridal headpiece. Yeah, but we kind of need maybe some tape. Put it together. I have some parts that we can open this.
I have an infinity scarf. I don't have a scarf like that.
You want, like, what do you have?
Just so it stays together. Just tape those two.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
That's great. And then can you roll?
You're bringing up with me, I don't often let kids direct each other. I do that. Like, I do ask my clients to say, like, training. I hired you to help my daughter.
Do you understand what I'm proposing?
Feeling very bridal.
I'm sorry,
Watching a lot of Love is Blind. Oh my god. So much to say. Ooh, and it's like the red of the blood that was shed in their death. Tragedy.
That's cool. I like it. That's great.
It's like your best tennis. I'm impressed. August, you really made it work. What? You gotta check it out. You really made it work. Oh my gosh, I'm gorgeous. How are you doing? You're like, I love it. We should tie it at the back. Yeah, we can tie it. Can I have this tape?
Both turns.
Leah, would you do me the honor of signing the prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. Just like my grandma always said.
This is good. Make sure that this faces the front. Because if it's facing like this.
You know, I tried to end up with this. Do you have a pen?
I have it. I just put it somewhere.
Okay.
But we're not gonna get to the signing.
No, but you're gonna give. He's gonna give you the pen.
He's got so many props.
You know what? Maybe I can keep it in here.
Yeah, good idea. You bet I will. And then take the pen.
I like taking the ring and shaking his hand. I think it's like a business proposal that way. I feel like that's more true to my character.
Yeah, when you bring up the prenuptial agreement, it's like, yeah, this is business.
Yeah, this is business.
We'll help Lydia out and then we'll figure it out.
Awesome, you guys are great.
Thank you. I'm a Julia Stranger.
Scene study. So bad. We're not the like we're not.
So bad. My app is arresting. Do you need anything? You need water. You need this.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, put your hands in the air. Wave them around like you just don't care. All right, please gather all of your materials and have a seat with your group on this side of the room, facing this way. We are going to use this as the stage area. Please clear the stage.
If you can hear me, go like this. If you can hear me, go like this. If you can hear me, eyes on me. Thank you. Okay. We are going to give a very, very, very quick introduction because these scenes look quite literally incredible and I'm very excited to see them. First of all, thank you for jumping in the way that you jumped in. This was so fun for us to just walk around and watch your visions come to life. I'm loving that we have costumes and set and props and all this is amazing. We are going to go in order. All of our stage managers should have their numbers. We are going to hop up. The director is going to give a very, very, very quick 10 to 15 second introduction of your scene and your vision. We know that is so silly quick. In class, obviously, we would have a lot more time to do this, but we're working with 70 minutes. And we will see our scenes. We are going to, of course, give roaring applause for each scene, and we are going to debrief at the end in terms of experience, reflection, and process. But we really want to make sure to get everybody's beautiful work up here. So can we give a round of applause for our brave group number 1?
Hi everybody. The amazing cast of our production of Beetlejuice. The show I swear I remember correctly. But this cast is amazing. So give your hands to round of applause for Beetlejuice.
Yes, we're gonna get 2 chairs.
Yes,
Oh.
that's where it goes.
Yes.
2 chairs.
Yes, we're gonna move this. Yeah. Take that. And I'm going to move this beautiful thing. I hope that's okay. Very nicely put it on this very cool color thing. Thank you. That's my stuff. I don't care. Tech takes the longest because it's so important. All right. Are we counting in? How are we curtaining?
How about 3, 2, 1?
Thank you, 3, 2, 1. All right. Cool. All right. And people just died and you guys are clapping. I love it! Now, here's the plan. I can't make a living person say my name, but with a little help from me, those newly deads can. Then the B-Man's free! Yeah! But first, I present the handbook for the recently deceased. Chapter 1, the Netherworld. All ghosts should proceed directly to the Netherworld. Nope! I need those lovebirds to stay here so they can haunt their house.
Barbara, are you okay? I think so. You're ice. You're freezing. Adam, I don't think we survived that shock.
What? You mean where? Hi!
Do not be afraid. You are dead. I am also dead. Maybe we can help each other. Okay! Plan B. C.
lovely drawing of our set behind us. We wanted the spooky ookie to come out. So we drew a spooky tree, kind of think like a tree house. That's where we're in. And yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
Delia, I worry about the future, about Lydia.
She's stubborn. I just need more time.
No! You have failed. I have failed. This has to stop.
Charles, are you breaking up with me?
Delia!
Are you firing me?
Delia!
You're breaking up with me and firing me.
What I'm trying to say is I hired you to help with my daughter, but you've ended up helping me. Don't you understand what I'm proposing?
No.
I'm proposing. Delia Schlimmer, will you do me the honor of signing a prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. It's like my guru Otho always said.
So different.
So that means places.
I have to explain.
Oh, this is a play. This is a scene about relationships.
And lights up.
Delia. I worry about the future and about Lydia.
She's stubborn. I just need more time.
No, you have failed. So have I. This has to stop.
Charles. Are you breaking up with me?
Delia.
Are you fired?
Delia.
You're breaking up with me and firing me. Lydia's version was right.
What I'm trying to say is I hired you to help my daughter, but you've ended up helping me. Don't you understand? Do you understand what I'm proposing?
No.
Delia. I'm proposing. Delia Schlimmer, will you do me the honor of signing that prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. Oh, it's like my guru Otho once told me.
See.
Good afternoon. I am very proud to present Scene 5 from Beetlejuice. Hey. 3, 2, 1, action.
Delia, I worry about the future, about Lydia.
She's stubborn. I just need more time.
No! You have failed. I have failed. This has to stop.
Charles, are you breaking up with me?
Delia.
Are you firing me?
Delia.
You're breaking up with me and firing me. Lydia's vision was right.
What I'm trying to say is, I hired you to help my daughter. Instead, you've helped me. Do you understand what I'm proposing?
No.
I'm proposing. Delia Schlimmer, will you do me the honor of signing this prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. It's like my guru Otho always says.
So good, yeah.
This is a scene from Beetlejuice. We changed the setting, so times are rough, and Charles is working remotely as a part-time psychic. Actors are a pleasure to work with, and action.
Delia! I worry about the future, about Lydia.
Stubborn. I just need more
I
time.
know you failed. So have I. This has to stop.
Charles, are you breaking up with me?
Oh, Delia,
Are you firing me?
Delia.
Oh, you're breaking up with me and you're firing me. Oh my God, Lydia's vision was right.
What I'm trying to say is, I hired you to help my daughter, but you've ended up helping me. Do you understand what I'm proposing?
No.
I'm proposing. Delia Schlimmer, will you do me the honor of signing this prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
I didn't know you made up the crystal ball.
Scream. I should take my notes.
We too are doing scene 5. We're in the bedroom. Enjoy. And oh, not yet. Malfunction. Did we lose our scroll?
No.
Oh. Pen?
No.
Ah.
Okay, got it.
Ah, pen.
Sorry for this.
And 3, 2, 1.
Delia, I worry about the future, about Lydia.
She's stubborn. I just need more time.
No, you failed her. I failed her. This has to stop.
Charles, are you breaking up with me?
Delia.
Are you firing me?
Delia.
You're breaking up with me and firing me.
What I'm
Lydia's
trying to say is, I've hired you to help my daughter, but you've ended up helping me.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
I'm proposing. Do you mind signing this prenuptial agreement and becoming my second wife?
You bet I will. Just like my guru also always said.
Let's give one more round of applause for everybody.
Well, first of all, that was so much fun and incredible. We are going to take some questions, do some reflections, but I also just want to start by saying, in terms of getting to today in your own classrooms, obviously you would not hand them a script and say, go. I mean, you can, do your thing. But I would say, in terms of time, we really want to make it very clear, like, I would start by saying, what is a director, right? Defining these roles. What is a director? What is a stage manager? What is, a designer? And what is an actor? And so we are giving them the vocabulary before we throw them into playing these roles. We want everyone in the room to experience each of these roles at some point in the semester. It can be as simple as, going over a text in class that we're reading together and breaking it down, looking at character objectives and obstacles and tactics and all of these things, and then saying, we're all going to perform these, right? Every single student is going to perform the same script within these different roles, and we're going to talk about how different they might look for everybody. Or something you can do, where's Jonathan? I'm going to call Jonathan now. Jonathan has sent me some beautiful scripts that he's adapted, and something that I'm doing with one of his scripts from Shrek is giving each of the students one scene to do this with, and then we're going to perform it in order. So the whole show is performed, but we're breaking it down in a way where there's 5 Fionas and 5 Shreks, and it might look very different, and we're going to discuss that, right? Another thing that we've talked about with this is, scene study. That was a question that came up, and really giving them the time to break this down, giving the director alternate worksheets to write out their vision, to research the show. You can have a dramaturg, right? Like, all of these things are additional ways to add in different students. I was saying earlier to Leah, like, devising is something that, I love doing in my classroom. This can be a devising workshop. You just add in someone to be a scribe, right? How are we taking the script down, and how are we condensing that to work in this space? I think it's evident that it's so much fun, and it really gives them a chance to be engaged and free within that material. And as you notice, we kind of were like, okay, bye, like, do your thing. And that's intentional, because this is about agency. And it is about us. And I think that, to bring up the point about what hat am I wearing, in this moment, I think it's really nice to say to these students, this is yours. Build what you want. When this group was like, can we change the setting? Yeah. This is your moment to play and have fun, and I think that stands really strongly in a classroom, especially when students aren't choosing to be there. Giving them that time and space to just play with different roles and switching it up as it goes around. Like, I would love to play an actor and a director and a designer and the stage manager all in one year, and if you have them, again, I know I loop with my students from 7th to 8th grade, what did you really like doing, and how can we incorporate that role into the classroom more? Which is helpful.
Yeah, and I think also in terms of grouping, obviously, like, today was a little bit just like throw you in, and I know you wanted to be a stage manager, but please come be an actor. And like Sammy was saying, we would scaffold it. We would talk about what each of these different roles are. Maybe take some time to have all of the students experience each role in some small way within a class period. And then something that you might do is really prepare these groupings ahead of time. So you might do an exit slip or an activity in class where students rank their preference. For this project, rank 1 through 4, performer, visual artist, leader, etc. We'll try to give you one of your top 2 choices, but know that, like, at some point in the year you'll be experiencing all of these things. And then you could come, your students, obviously. So you might have a group where you say, okay, if I just assign them their role, I know they'll have no problem making their groupings. You might say, my students need to be grouped ahead of time. So I'm gonna sit down, try to give everyone their first or second choice, and come to class with their group. So they already just start the day in their production teams. And you can really spend the time focusing on making sure everyone knows what their role is within that group and what their group's goals are.
Yeah. Thank you so much. When we look at challenges and successful rehearsals, I want to come to you. What was this experience like for you today to jump in this role? What are some things, let's put our teacher hats on for a second as well, that you could modify for your classroom in this? Today we were artists and we want the students to think as artists, but what are some things that you think you could model within your own space?
I like the fact that we all came together and picked different objectives. That was great. And what really chimed into me is doing an objective that I've never put myself into as a visual artist, and knowing the frustration or the sensitivity of what my creations were and how they were going to be implemented and how they looked. I was very self-conscious of, like, is that tie right? Is this dress okay? like that. So being more approachable to those students who are going on the visual aspect, it opened my eyes to, like, kind of hone in on their sensitivity on that aspect.
And there's also pride in that, like, I made that, and now it's on stage. I think that's something that is an immediate moment of gratification as well. Like, I know, there's some groups that drew and came up, like, everyone has such different strengths. Like, I can't draw to save my life, but I love the idea that you can get materials and make something, right? Like, you were making the box and the skirt. There's so many different options. And in terms of budget, we just had construction paper, tape, and markers, right?
And one pair of scissors.
And one pair, thank you for sharing. You don't need a million and one things. We don't need lights, we don't need costumes, we don't need all these things to make theater, and I think that that's a really accessible lesson for our students as well. Mm-hmm.
What I like about this and what I think about is this is a lot of like play, and I think the elementary side of me, it was like play is everything for theater. But in high school, I can see how I can do this, with my kids, and then through this initial play activity, then we can really build structure to it, because then we can do like serious scene studies work and really dive into directing and creating a set and creating all that stuff within the groups.
Yeah, and I think there's so much room for that to be scaffolded in as well, with different worksheets and moments of, what are the characters looking for? What is the director's vision? What does that mean, right? What are we building together? How do we collaboratively make this come to life in a way that is memorable and still fun, but important?
I think also leading up to something like this, the importance of community building in your classroom and getting your students comfortable with each other. Because even as a group, I feel like in the beginning, everyone was kind of afraid to express their idea. Not afraid, but we weren't comfortable with each other. And then the more, even though we only worked together for 20 minutes, by the end of those 20 minutes, everyone was feeling so much more comfortable. So just over the course of your entire time with your students, getting them comfortable with each other.
To that moment of feeling like I can say an idea, and even if we don't go with it, it's okay, because these are my peers and we're building something.
And just to add on to that, I think also, really spending the time in class, getting students familiarized with what each role is and what it looks like, and giving everyone a little bit of a taste of everything can also help in those moments of oh, well, even if I'm not the director, I remember on our directing day or whatever, we did this. Maybe we can start here. Can help as well. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that actually leads into one of my questions. I just wondered, what that aspect looks like before, the build up to this, when you were saying that they get a chance to actually learn what each role is. Is that a year before? Is that a unit before? And how does it kind of introduce these roles to the students and how you've done it in your own classroom?
I think it can really be either. With my students with 6th grade, I really start with just actor tools and performance and just what it even feels like to stand up on stage and say anything. The first thing I have students perform in 6th grade is a tongue twister. And they just, they stand up and they share that. And so I think depending on who you have, right? A lot of my kids, it's they just standing up on stage is a big thing. And so I build a lot of actor tools and then move into some of the other stuff. So it could be something throughout the year. This is something I might do more towards the end of a year when we've kind of explored all of those different things in various units. But I think it's also something that you could do as the first half of this unit and really spend some intentional time, maybe 1 to 2 lessons on each piece of it. But
To give another entry point, I do musical Mondays every Monday, so I show them a different musical, we talk about it, and we look at all of the different things that it takes to make that musical happen, so different roles, right? And there's all these beautiful Broadway series that showcase these different roles from professionals, right? I know SpongeBob on Broadway did one a couple years ago, Shrek has done it, like the Wicked has done it, what this looks like. So I start literally with that. Here's a video, of the show Wicked. Here's a series of videos that we can then break down that is outlining and physically showing them what that role looks like. They have the stage manager showing all of their different duties and running around the stage and showing all the things that they do and getting them interested in that way. So for me, it is starting the unit like that and starting the year like that. Like, we are not just actors, we are a community of creators. We are at time. Before we, first of all, just thank you all so much for being here. This was so fun. These cards are linked in the unit lesson plan. I'm also going to send them to Laura to see if we can get them sent to you. I literally just made these on Canva, but this template is great, like I was saying, to add a scribe or add different roles that you might want to model within your own space. But this was really fun for us.
And if you're also, the Beetlejuice Junior script right now is available for free on the MTI website. So if you want to go there to their Broadway Junior catalog, the whole thing is there because it's newly released. So you don't have to buy a perusal copy. So if that's something you're interested in looking at, or even just getting some free scenes from it, because as we saw, it's a lot of fun to do in class.
And give yourselves a round of applause for people.